Sagittarius 2024 love reading. We are going to jump right into it. So during the pre-shuffle, I was seeing actually your card, the card of Sagittarius Temperance, in the pre-shuffle with the Nine of Cups. So I'm seeing a lot of energy going into 2024 that is all about self-healing, self-growth, really starting to pour into yourself. I feel like you guys are coming out of like some sort of darkness, some sort of, for some of you, you may have even experienced this sort of like dark night of the soul or some spiritual awakening. I did channel a song, and that song is My December, which a lot of you are December babies, right? By Linkin Park. And I feel like this song, like anytime I hear this song in general, it just like gets me yeah. But I feel like for a lot of you, this kind of speaks to this energy of, is somebody feeling like there was something missing? And it could just be something within you, or it could be something along the lines of, and like what I'm sort of getting is that like, you're waiting for clarity on a situation, you're waiting for clarity on a relationship, or you're waiting for clarity on how this person feels about you and how to move forward. Like maybe you guys were putting in a lot of effort, and that's sort of what caused actually the dark night of the soul, is that like this person wasn't reciprocating in the way that you needed them to. So let's go ahead and look at your current energy for 2024 as you enter in the new year. We're going to just look at that, then we're going to go ahead and look at your most recent past, because it's always helpful to know that. Then we're going to look at what you don't see coming, what your challenges in love are going to be for 2024, and then the energy for couples and singles, okay? So Sagittarius, what is their current energy, spirit, going into 2024? What's the crossing energy? Thank you. Okay. Wow. Okay. So you guys are rushing in. Like, I feel like you cannot get to this new year fast enough. Wow. Again, Sagittarius Temperance at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Like I was saying, this is all about self-growth. This is all about healing. For some of you, you may actually be pouring something in literal forms a little too much. So Spirit is asking you to be mindful of that. But I feel like you guys are rushing into this new year with inspiration, but also with this desire for communication in some sort of way. I feel like for part of this collective, you may be involved with somebody who's kind of a fast talker. You may be involved with somebody who, is kind of like that F-boy energy, or you're sort of waiting to hear from somebody. You're waiting for somebody to get inspiration in order to communicate with you, okay? So let's look at your recent past to find out why you're waiting for this person to come in, or what this energy is more regarding recent past, Spirit. Okay. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like somebody wasn't putting the effort into this connection, or into a connection, or into the potential of a connection like you were hoping they would. You've got the Queen of Cups here with the 7 of Pentacles. So in reverse, which is kind of showing me that like there was a lack of effort, a lack of growth, a lack of moving forward, especially regarding something that was emotionally open and emotionally abundant, right? So you could have been waiting for somebody, a water sign potentially, doesn't have to be. This person may have 2 children. Again, they don't have to, but just take it as it resonates. So with these more general readings, see how it fits for you, right? Like maybe you have 2 children and they don't, right? See how it fits. If you want a more specific reading, please go ahead and book a private reading with me. I'm going to be running a 2024 special for you guys here for the end of the month. But I feel like for a lot of you, we've got the King of Cups under here. So there's definitely somebody in your energy that you have been waiting for them to kind of decide what they want. And not only that, but you're kind of like waiting to communicate with them about whatever it is. I feel like maybe you're the one that this person is actually waiting on communication from. Maybe you kind of went into this sort of dark hole and you're needing some time to make a decision on what you wanted. Maybe you had to go through some growth and challenges when it came to working on yourself, like your own self-growth, right? Okay, what's coming in? What might they see coming? Okay, so you guys have definitely a new beginning. I feel like you guys are really trudging forward with this, especially with communication. For some of you, you're being kind of guarded and you're almost preventing this situation from happening. Again, take it as it resonates. But there's definitely this energy of somebody who has a lot of understanding as to what they want, right? I feel like there's going to be somebody coming in here, and not in the so distant future, because you guys have a lot of wands, which is very quick moving energy, that is going to have a new beginning with you. Okay. I feel like in the past they were unable to make a move forward, and now they're finally ready. They're finally ready to move this situation forward. Or maybe they're just ready to communicate what they feel. Maybe they're even just ready to communicate what went wrong, right? But I feel like this energy is definitely coming in. This also can speak to making sure that when this energy comes in, that you have boundaries, right? Like that you make sure you reinforce your boundaries. This person may be a Scorpio. They don't have to be, but we also have the Two of Cups and the Death card here. So definitely something that needed to end, that's coming back into light, that's coming back into play. Making sure you're mindful of boundaries that need to be there, or should be there, ought to be there, right? And that this person is definitely somebody who is a soul connection. They could be a water sign, like I said, Scorpio, right? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, don't have to be. But they're definitely somebody who knows what they want. They're not confused about what they want anymore. They've been very slow moving to communicate this with you. It's taken a lot of time, which is why they're sitting on top of the Knight of Pentacles, because it's been something that they've had to kind of like ruminate over. They've had to really decide what they wanted truly. With that Seven of Pentacles in reverse in your past energy, it's taken them a while to get there, right? They were kind of holding back. I feel like for part of this collective, the reason being is they were trying to decide what they actually wanted. And that's why that Temperance card as well. I feel like they've had to heal. They've had to grow emotionally, spiritually. Let's go ahead and find out what your challenge is for 2024 in love. Okay. Oops. Spirit, what is this collective's challenge? I have the Star card here. You guys have a lot of hope, even though there's a challenge here. Just saw the Star card. What is the challenge for 2024? Okay. We've got the Hierophant here in reverse. Okay, so for some of you, you're going to be focusing on the wrong things. Okay, and that's why you need to be mindful about this in the new year. This is part of like what is, I think, really helpful with tarot, is that, when you initially hear from this person, or you initially get this message coming in from this person with their interest, I feel like things are going to be exciting, new, very like almost like a honeymoon period, right? But then Spirit is saying that oftentimes maybe you get stuck in this place where your mind starts to play tricks on you, your insecurity starts to creep in. Remember the work that you were just working on. Remember the stuff that you've just learned through this period of time, at the end of this year, maybe even as far back as the middle of this year. And part of that is not focusing on what you don't have, but focusing on what you do. This person is kind of like, it's almost like this crying over spilled milk, right? Like you have two full cups here, but yet you're focusing on the sadness of these broken ones, right? Focus on what you have, because right now you have the Hierophant in reverse, which shows me that this relationship isn't going to be able to move to the next level. We've got Taurus energy here when you're focusing on this negativity. So let go of this in the past. Focus on what is right in front of you, and not what's in the past or what could be, okay? But part of that comes with confidence, right? Don't get so caught up in you're wanting it to look cookie cutter, I'm hearing, or like you're wanting it to look a certain way when it doesn't present itself exactly that way, that it isn't, you know, you may be getting your head about it. And that's not to say, like, huge asterisk here, like, don't, if there are things that you want in a relationship, don't settle, right? This isn't about settling, but, and I'm just going to leave it at that, because otherwise this thing will be like 20 minutes long if I go down that path. But yeah, focus on what you do have. And it doesn't even have to be so much with the other person, but more about like your own individual health and self-growth. I just saw 11:17 on the clock. Those numbers might be significant. Okay, so let's look at our couples here for 2024. What is going to be significant for you in love? Sagittarius couples, let's see. There's some resistance. So even if you're single now but you get coupled up, this might apply. Okay, so clouded judgment. Remember, I was just saying these illusions, right? Like being caught up in something that maybe isn't possible or doesn't exist, right? There's a distance. Okay, so there's somebody that is at a distance from you. I feel like for some of you, this person might be a false twin. You maybe think it's a twin flame, but it's really not. Or maybe they are, but you're mirroring this person all the way, or they are presenting themselves as looking like a twin flame. Whatever it is, I feel like there's some sort of mention of that, so that could be significant for you. You may have had conflict with this person. This person may even feel like you put a curse on this relationship. You may feel like you're a curse in this relationship, but there definitely was an obsession there, and I feel like you have to be mindful of this. I feel like this really speaks to what the challenge is. So especially for couples, right? Like you were wanting this relationship to move to the next level. Again, even if you're single right now and you end up starting to date someone at any part of 2024, try and keep this in mind, that when you start to get into that whole adoration and you put somebody up on a pedestal, things have a tendency to get a little bit out of hand. This person that you are in a relationship with, you may be in a distance with. For those coupled Sagittarius, you may even have to be aware of possible separation with this person, or like your person needing space or you're needing space because it's some sort of blockage, okay? And a lot of that is coming from this cloud of judgment, these illusions and lack of bias, right? So let's look at what is going on with my singles in 2024, Sagittarius. A lot of you guys are thinking about somebody. I feel like for some of you, you guys may even be spying on this person. And when you spy on them, it causes a lot of turmoil, causes a lot of frustration, and you almost feel kind of unstable because this person isn't in your life. But you're looking at their social media. This causes you to think about them constantly. This also shows me that this person that maybe you have on your mind, even though you're single, misses you as well. For a lot of you singles, this person, you guys had a really deep bond and really wonderful intimacy. So I feel like for these singles, like, just again, even though the Five of Cups in that part of the first part of the reading doesn't necessarily have to do with singles, it still applies in this situation, or it didn't seem like it did. Thinking about what you had in the past isn't helpful for what you have in the present, right? So letting go of what happened in the past, yes, that was a spicy relationship, but you don't have that right now, right? And that's not to like pour salt in the wound. It's more about calling in something that's beneficial for yourself in order for you to have something amazing come in, okay? Let's get one more card for my singles here. Maybe two. Two. Oh, okay. Past life. So this person that you are feeling very conflicted about leaving in the past, I feel like they definitely, part of the reason why is because this person is a past life connection. And Spirit wants you just to focus on, again, today, because you don't know what's going to happen someday, right? Right now, there's right now is maybe not the time, but they're not saying that it's not going to happen forever, right? So again, focus on what you have in front of you. Let's get a oracle card here for Sagittarius for 2024. What can you, what's the overall message from Spirit for 2024? Thank you, Spirit, please. Best and highest messages 2024 for Sagittarius. Okay, why? Okay, so a lot of question asking, right? Like a lot of needing to look a little bit deeper. It feels like this really pertains to sort of the beginning of your year. I'm just gonna glance at this really quick. Like, I think you're gonna be questioning a lot of what has happened, how to move forward, looking at like why you engaged in something. And Spirit is saying like we don't always know why we engage in relationships the way we do. But now is the time to recognize whether you are being triggered by someone or if your behavior is motivated by unresolved issues in the past. When you ask yourself, why am I feeling this? Why did I say that? And spend some time in introspections, the answers may be surprising. So again, this really focuses on that healing work that I talked about in the beginning of the reading. Let's go ahead and see, what are you manifesting here, or what are you need to work on manifesting or work on in order to manifest in 2024 when it comes to love, Spirit. So thank you. Unleash your kindest self. This is going to also apply to you as well, not just towards others. First quarter moon in Capricorn. So Spirit really wants you to focus on the kindness of you towards both others and yourself. So this card talks about being realistic, but you don't have to have the stench of reality so far up your nose that you can no longer smell life's perfume. So this talks about how like being too hard on yourself as well, or somebody else, can actually end up causing more of an issue than not, right? Sort of that, again, that Five of Cups energy, what your challenge is. Focusing on one thing or being so like stuck on one way of view doesn't allow you to unleash that kindness that you have within yourself in order to call in your manifestations, right? So your challenge right now is to be disciplined in terms of doing what needs to be done to get what you want without sucking all the joy out of it. Feeling good about life is one of the most powerful tools. So really focusing on your own happiness, not so much kindness, but yes, kindness, but happiness as well. And your affirmation is energies of the first quarter moon in Capricorn. Thank you for reminding me that I am a loving child of the universe. Okay. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please reach out if you would like a private reading. The link is in my bio to book that. And I wish you guys nothing but the best in 2024. Here's to having a safe, happy, healthy, and abundant, with lots of love year. Take care.